for God and for country. You see, there are always two sides to a coin. There are two sides to a sword. And you see, when the Bible talks about the relationship between a man and his wife, it is different from when it talks about society, like males and females. So, in other words, what I'm saying is, when the Bible talks about a male and a female in a home setting, it is different from male and female in society at large, generally. So, what do I mean? In the eyes of God, if you read Galatians chapter 5, the Bible says that before God, there is no male, neither is there female. There is no Jew, no Scythian, no barbarian. He said, but all that matters is a new creature, a new creation. So in other words, what that tells us is, it is the spirit of the man that is born again that matters to God. So God is not particular about male gender, female gender, but that is one side of the coin. But you see, when it comes to the family setting, when it comes to the home, it is different, completely different. It doesn't matter what society is preaching today, it is different. In other words, in the family setting, there is a leader there, and that leader is the man. Gender matters there in the home setting. So God gives the responsibility of leadership to the home. He gives it to the man. His wife is not co-equal with him. Get this and get this right. Forget what they're telling you all over the world. Female movement, blah, blah, blah. Listen, it's two ways. It's either you obey the Bible or you go write your own Bible and obey it. But if it's the Bible we all study that starts from the book of Genesis and ends in the book of Revelations, this is the standard that God set. You read it from Genesis to Revelations. So in the family setting, the man is the head of the home. His wife is not co-equal with him. His wife is submissive, is subject to him. Because the word husband is the word from where it derives from the word Baal, from where the word master, Lord emanates. So the husband of the woman is her Lord, is her master. And that's the reason why the Bible tells us in Genesis that Sarah called her husband Abraham her Lord. So in the family setting, the man leads. The man is at the head of the cadre, is at the head of the organogram. And then his wife. So and then, it goes down like that. So the Bible tells us in the New Testament, Apostle Paul, when he was talking about family relations, he said the man is the head of the woman, and Jesus Christ is the head of the man. You see how it is? So that is how it goes until it gets to God. So let's get this clear, because this argument to make it look like, the man and his wife are co-equal in the home. They are not co-equal. Their roles are not the same. God doesn't even see it that way. Let me prove to you that God doesn't see it that way. If you look at certain Bible characters, starting from Genesis to the very end, that's Revelations, you will see that when something happens in the home, God does not hold the woman accountable. He doesn't hold the woman accountable. But if the man makes a wrong decision by listening to the woman wrongly, because there is a time God will say, listen to your wife. God told Abraham that. He said, listen to your wife, Sarah. But God, the same God told Adam, because you have listened to your wife and not to me. So you see the difference. When God instructs for you to listen to your wife, then she's there to help, to give you some kind of support. But in the case of Adam, he made a mistake. He went and he obeyed his wife and ate the fruit for which God had told him, don't touch. Don't even touch, not to talk of eat it. Because the day you do so, death has set in. He obeyed his wife, he ate. And God said, for listening to your wife, this is the consequence. God did not come down to look for Eve, who started the whole chaos, who obeyed the devil's scheme. He didn't look for Eve. He said, Adam, Adam, where are you? So God always reports to the head of the home, Adam. You see how it works? If you look at David, had a wife who was mocking him and saying, why do you dance? Why do you dance like this in public and all that? What Micah is her name. What did David say to Micah? He said, no. He said, the same God who honored me instead of your father is the one I'm dancing to. and Micah had a consequence for that. But essentially, if David had obeyed Micah, the family would have gone a different direction. You see what I'm trying to say? It is the same thing with Job. These are examples I'm giving to you. The same thing with Job. The Bible says Job's wife told him at some point, hey, why are you suffering like this? Why not curse God and die? Because in ancient Hebrew, they believed that if a man curses God, he should either be stoned to death or he will be cursed by God. He will just die, for blaspheming God. So she said, just curse God and die. Simple. And don't stop suffering like this. Just imagine if Job had obeyed, had yielded to her. But you notice Job did not. Job asked her and said, why do you think like one of these loose women around? Why do you think like one of these foolish women? So he did not yield to her advice.